I ain't a favor. Are you living your life with low standards? That's today's episode. Do you have high expectations of yourself or the people around you? Do you feel like you're good where you are? Are you comfortable with, how you're living? You good? Are you all right? Your bills are paid. Your car is running. Because you know how these cars are, man. Every other week is something. House clean, apartment clean, clothes clean. Okay, cool. Where are your standards? What is success? What is greatness? Comfortable with your daily routine? Okay, cool. Do your habits have unlimited growth? Are you working towards betterment, daily betterment? Or are you good with where you are to the point where you don't need to learn anymore? You don't need to incorporate better habits. You don't need to, because you're perfectly fine. Your daily routine is productive to the point where everything gets done and you are set for the next few generations. You're fine. The habits that you've incorporated can be passed down to the next few generations because you have written the playbook to future success. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying the average person might not set their standards high enough. Maybe they're too high. Is that a thing? Are high standards a crime? It is if it's vain. Like I see a lot of the dating things where it's like, my standards, he needs to have this, or she needs to do this. She needs to cook clean, and she needs to do this. He needs to provide. It's at the point where those standards get completely washed out. Where, what about the standards of, because to me, those are low standards, with all due respect. When you have that, oh, he needs a I'm about to say seven figure, but a generalization, the 6-figure thing. Okay, yeah, of course, but if you look at the average income in America by state, I guess you could say for a single person, we either go with or without college or degree or without trade. We're not even going to dive into that, but I'm saying we put these high standards on people, and you are not even living an eighth or not a 16th of the quality of life, whether mentally, physically, or spiritually, that you should be living. You're putting these tags on people and you're expecting this and that of them, and you're not even an iota of where you could be. And this is the problem I have. This is going back to that internet situation. We look at the people on the internet, the glitz and glamour, and it's like, oh my God, I need to be this, or couple goals and this and that. But your standards of living are so poor. So poor. And poor is not a word to be thrown loosely, because, your mentality could be poverty stricken. Poverty-stricken spiritual lifestyle. You could have all of these aspects of poverty and have that 6-figure, $1 million house and drive the best cars, but you're still living in poverty. Why? Because your standards, because the type of person you are. Are you dignified? Are you respectful? Do you have that mentality where you'll be kind to a stranger, whether someone is the janitor or the CEO? The respect is there. Nonetheless, we're living life with such low standards. We're just like, yeah, I want to get me a house. I want to get me a car. Consumer, consumer, consumer. I need the next bag. I need the next shoes. Oh, I need a husband, 6-figure salary. What about a husband that's a great provider for period, that loves his family, takes care of his family, is faithful and respectful of your entire community that you've brought to him? What about a wife? Oh, I need a woman that's going to cook, clean, and pop it. I bet. What about a woman that's willing to take care of you on an emotional level? That's going to actually listen to you, that's going to communicate effectively, that's going to be respectful to you, that's going to respect your family and the community that you bring to her? Where are these attributes when we're setting these high standards? It's all low standard bull. It's all garbage. I'm going to say we, for the sake of arguing, because I have some standard aspects that I've been working on. Definitely can say that I've been working on them. I had a vanity aspect that I've been working on. I still have, some issues with, spending money. These are old, though. This is old jewelry. You had that standard of, I want to look like this because this is how I'm moving. And that's not even worth the mentality. All the money I spent on garbage, I should have invested in all reality. And that's for solutions. I should have definitely invested it properly. And if you look at what you spent, I'm not going to disclose what I spent, but if you look at what you spent as opposed to the return you gotten on it versus what you could have invested and the potential return, because potential return is potential return. You don't know. We set our standards so low with everything that we do, and we're oftentimes satisfied or comfortable with the results because we're not giving ourselves anything that we deserve. And what we deserve is clean habits, a good lifestyle, a positive methodology of thinking. We need resources that go beyond the consumer base of resources. We need skills that go beyond the digital world. We need to care for each other. We need to have an empathetic ear for each other. We need to have baseline knowledge of survival, combat knowledge. We need to have just a general overall human experience. And a lot of times our standards are set for such superficial nonsense that we don't even notice it. Take the time to look at your standards. Take the time to see if you're living life with low standards that you think are high in this parallel world that we're living in. Take the time to give yourself a mental assessment. Write it down. Write what your standards are and see if you've set standards, and you better set high standards. But are they superficial standards that are actually low standards? Are you prioritizing the wrong type of nonsense, or are you actually building a foundation that can be used for generations to come? Think about it. I need a favor.